Howdy ladies and gents, as you can see I've got my hillbilly wall erected, or I guess lowered would be the more appropriate term. Got the wood burner going, so I say it's high time we're going to tear into the Wolverine here real quick. Like I said, get the few little things done we need to get done with this so we can get it out of here and get to work on Zippy. And besides what I've already shown you guys in the video that revealed this guy, I didn't really get a chance to look over this too well. Part of that's probably my own fault because we made the trade when it was pitch dark, so it was kind of hard to see what was going on here. And again, like I mentioned, there's a couple little things here, but all in all, this is a good solid machine. So the first thing I want to do is get some of these plastics off so I can get in here, fix this wiring issue I showed you guys. Disco light, I haven't even looked at the air filter yet, so it's one of the reasons why I haven't been running it much. I don't know what I'm going to find in here. Hopefully a good air filter. So yeah, let's get these plastics off as carefully as we can. Again, these are in good shape and want to reuse them. Another goodie came in the mail the other day. A nice used tail light. As you guys can see here, the bracket's a little bit twisted and bent, but it was an eBay find. It was pretty cheap, and that little bit of bend is an easy fix. However, from looking, I realized once I got that, in order to even put that on, I need my rear grab bar up on here, because that connects to a couple little brackets that I ordered that connects to this grab bar, which I also have ordered. So we can't put that on until those come. I did go ahead and I ordered my little panels for here, as long as the hardware for that, and the little braces for in here. So those will be coming. So enough of me jabbing away. Let's get to tearing into this guy to see what we got. And we certainly do have quite the arrangements of bolts. We got one flathead, one Phillips, one combination flat and Phillips, and one Allen by the looks of it. So, yeah, interesting. Let's hope there's a filter in here. Hopefully, none of these are stripped out, since he used different nuts and bolts. Of course, I can't say for sure. That guy's gonna strip out. It could have been this way when he got it as well. This Allen's gonna give me some difficulty. Yep. Alright, plan B as I feared. This little guy right here is not one to cooperate. It's just spinning in there, so it's probably stripped out. So I'm gonna pull the rear fenders off. I might as well go ahead and pull my plastic off the front, so I can get in here. So yeah, that means we're probably gonna have to pull these lights off to get this piece off, but anyway, I'm gonna pull these plastics off and I'll check back in with you. And voila, there she is, all naked. I guess one of the nice things about these plastics not hardly having any bolts holding them on is it was awful easy to get all this stuff off. Although it's never fun when you have a mix of standard and metric bolts to have to switch back and forth between the two. This plastic almost fits on Zippy. It could have a sleek look, wouldn't it? Anyway, got all the plastics off. Noticed a couple small things, but not too bad. The wiring still seems to be in pretty good shape. There wasn't a whole lot of messing around with that. There's a broken off bolt here. This is one of the support tabs for the plastics. I'll have to see if I can use a tap out to get that out. Let's see, the gas tank is not bolted. It was just sitting in there. So hopefully my kit has the right bolts in order to fasten that on. But yeah, let's see if we can get this little bolt out now and see what kind of shape their air filter's in. fingers crossed there is an air filter in there, because I was running this around a little bit. So hopefully I wasn't just sucking in unfiltered air. Maybe you just take the whole air box out for the time being. I don't know. Probably actually is. We got 2 bolts. 2 bolts there. Alright, this guy is giving me problems, so I'm going to go ahead and just take the whole air box out, which I just got to have to loosen the clamp here. Take these 2 bolts out. I did notice a couple other broken bolts. One there, one there, one there. So that's probably part of the reason why the plastic wasn't completely bolted on. I have to see if I can get those out somehow. Here you can see the carburetor. Probably a little better now that there's a little more light. Again, I'm spilling fuel all over. Again, I am missing this plate here that covers the throttle. I don't know if I will be able to find one, but you don't want that open to the elements, because you can see there, if that were to get full of mud and crud and your wide open throttle, you let off and it sticks, well then you're skunked. So if I can't find just the cover plate for this guy, I will probably have to get a new carburetor. Although, like I said in the other video, with this RTV in here and the way it kind of seems to be seeping, I'm probably better off just to go ahead and get a new carburetor for it anyway, and to play it safe. Even the rebuild kits don't have that cover plate, so I mean, it's not like I can just rebuild the carburetor. If I don't have that cover plate, then it's not going to do me any good, and that's just asking for trouble. Speaking of RTV, this guy that rebuilt it sure likes to use that stuff, and I don't like seeing that. Can't tell if the actual gasket is in there or not. It is, but it looks all brittle. I don't know, maybe that's just the RTV. It's hard to tell, but I don't like seeing that. Anyway, I'm going to get this air box out, see if we can get into it and see what kind of shape the air filter's in. Alright, well the good news is there was an air filter in my air box. The bad filter is, the reason why that wasn't coming out is because this is actually broke. And I don't know if they glued that fast or what, but that bolt's not going to come out of there. Probably the thing I should do is replace the air box, because I don't want a bunch of dust getting in there, because a lot of what I ride is dusty. Again, as I figured would be the case, it's one of those things where once I dig in, you start finding more and more little things. Here you can see the muffler a little bit better, and you can see how it's just kind of pipe clamped up there and it's loose. I don't know if they weren't able to get the bolts off of the header piece there, and so they didn't press their luck. There is a weld right here, so that tells me that this has been cut and welded back on for some reason. I'm guessing it's probably because of the bolts there. I hit them with PV Blast. I don't know if I should risk taking those out or not. If I break them off in the head, then I'm kind of skunked for exhaust. I don't know if I don't have enough play there to get that out. I don't know, that's something to think on here for a later date. But all in all, I still think she's a pretty solid machine. So I think what I'm going to try to do is order a carburetor for this guy. Go ahead and replace that while I'm got her dug apart here. So it's going to turn into a slightly bigger project than I was wanting, but Zippy's been patient with me all summer. You guys have been patient with me to get back to Zippy, so bear with me a little longer. We'll get this guy up and running in good enough condition that it can set to another time. Alright guys, so I pulled the carburetor off, and I'm glad I did, because if you look here, that rubber seal that's kind of shot. It was missing a bolt over here that even bolts to that. And now you can get a good look at the awful hack job with the RTV seal. Yeah, that was going to cause problems. It was going to do nothing but leak. So I got a new carb ordered. It will be here soon. But yeah. And I'm also glad I pulled that, because I'm losing fuel all over the place, but that's not why. But also here, let me see if I can get you a better shot. We're missing, let me see if I can get you in there. We are missing the bolt to our carburetor flange that connects the carburetor to the head, and it's not even lined up very well in there. So that's probably causing some restrictions. Hopefully my kit has another bolt that'll fit in there. So you guys make sure if you ever buy something second, third, fourth hand like this, even if you're only a little bit mechanically inclined, this stuff's pretty easy to do. It never hurts to tear down your machine that you just got, to thoroughly check it over, and never take the seller's, or in my case the barter's, word on the condition of a machine. I'm just glad I decided to check all this stuff out instead of hopping on it and just ripping and tearing. Probably a good thing I got this here now the winter's here, so I took the time to do this and then just start going out and ripping on it. Otherwise I could have had some big problems down the future, but I think I've caught this stuff soon enough. We should be alright. Along with the new carburetor, I went ahead and just ordered a whole new filter box and lid, because if I'm going to fix this guy up, I'm going to fix it up right. So now it's just a waiting game till more parts get here. I'll go ahead and see if I can throw a bolt in that flange that connects the carburetor to the head. So yeah, I'll see you when some parts get here. Appalachian Mountain Riders is brought to you in part by the following. The Honda Side-by-Side Club, because who knows the machines better than the owners that use them every day. Walker Evans Racing. When the path requires more than just ordinary, head on over to walkerevansracing.com. Torque Locker from Torque Masters Industries. When you want to explore the unexplored, head on over to torquemasters.com. And by my gracious supporters on Patreon.